Hello, friends. It is time for Writer's Workshop. This is Miss Alpine here, and today we're going to be looking at opinion writing introduction paragraphs. So, we know that an opinion clearly states a writer's opinion about a topic. It convinces the reader to think a certain way or do something. We support our opinion with convincing reasons and facts. We're going to use linking words and phrases to connect our ideas. And we want to make sure we have a conclusion that will ask the reader to take action or a conclusion that reminds the reader of what our opinion is. So, as opinion writers, we want to first make sure we tell how we feel about our topic. So, we're going to state our opinion at the beginning. We're going to list reasons why we feel this way, which include facts and additional support. We want to have at least 3 reasons with 3 supporting details. And we want to sum up our opinion in the very end. Remember, when we think about how we organize opinion essays, we want to think about an Oreo, a delicious, ooey gooey, lots of middle filling Oreo, where we first state our opinion, we give our explanation, reason, explanation, and then our opinion again at the end. Today, we're going to be looking at drafting, but we're going to be looking specifically at drafting our introduction paragraph. This falls under the trait of organization. So remember, when we think about how we organize our essay and we think about the Oreo, we first want to state our opinion in our introduction. And of course, in our body, we're going to be giving our reasons and examples. And in our conclusion, we're going to focus again on restating and reminding the reader of our opinion. But today, like I said, we're going to focus just on this introduction. And in the introduction, we want to make sure we hook the reader. We let them know what our opinion is and, of course, the topic that we're talking about. So when we look at our graphic organizer, again, today we're only looking at the very first paragraph. So let's take a look at what we need in that introduction paragraph. So the very first thing we're going to want to have a sentence that hooks the reader. Remember, this is the first impression that they're going to get. It's kind of like if you just met someone, what's the first impression you might get of them? Well, when they read your essay, this is the very first impression they're going to get. So we want to hook them. And the way that we can hook them is providing a sentence that has something like a question. We might even have some kind of fun sound effect, an exclamation sentence, or a super interesting fact. And I like to call those Snapple facts. So we can have a question like here. It says, what has 5 rows of teeth? Ooh, I don't know, but tell me more. Or they have an amazing facts like sharks use more than 10,000 teeth in a life. Wow. An exclamation sentence could be something like, watch out, here comes a shark. Or a sound effect could be chomp, chomp, here comes a shark. Now, this is only the very first sentence. But again, the reason is we want to hook them and get them interested. So we want to have some kind of effect that will make them go, I want to read more. That is the very first sentence, and that is our hook. After that, you want to make sure that you give them information about the topic you're talking about, and maybe even provide a little bit more background information. So the topic is, of course, what are you going to be talking about? And then you might even want to tell them, why do they want to learn more about this? And so you might have to have a sentence that tells them, well, we are going to start talking about my favorite food, right? And what might your favorite food be? Pizza. Or you might say, if you're interested in choosing what type of pet will be best for you at home, you're going to want to read more about this in my cat versus dog opinion writing. All right, now I know we're going to be looking at cats and dogs. Which one is better? Or maybe you're going to talk about, should kids have a cell phone? And you want to introduce the concept of your kids might be asking you for a cell phone. Well, keep reading to see if they really should be allowed to have a cell phone. So right here, depending on whether you're talking about pizza, cats and dogs, or cell phones, you want to have a sentence that introduces that topic and tells them why they should read more about this in your essay. And then the last sentence that you're going to want to have in your introduction paragraph, of course, is your opinion statement. Now, remember, this tells the reader exactly how you feel about the topic. Now, you don't have to tell me the reasons why you feel this way. I just want to know how you feel. Do you think we should or we shouldn't? Do you think it's the best or the worst? And so I showed these little icons here of either thumbs up or thumbs down, because in your opinion statement, you're literally just telling me whether you agree or disagree or like something or don't like something. And we're going to make sure that we use words, are starting our opinion statement with things like transition words like in my opinion, or I prefer, I think, I feel, I believe, because that really tells us exactly what you think about the topic. So again, introduction paragraphs should have at least 3 sentences: a hook sentence, a topic and background sentence, and an opinion statement sentence. So let's take a look. Now remember, this is only our introduction paragraph. And in this introduction paragraph in the organizer, I had a friend who started jotting down their ideas for their introduction. And they said, okay, in my hook, I want to make some kind of sound. What about a squeak, squeak? Okay, and they typed that down. And then they said, well, for my topic really is about having a classroom pet. So that's all they wrote down, just classroom pet to remind them. But then they wrote their complete opinion statement. A guinea pig would be a great class pet. All right, so now they have the basic idea of what they want to put in their introduction, that they're going into drafting their introduction paragraph. And I gave the students this graphing or this little organizer here that reminds them of the 3 things that they want to have in their opinion introduction paragraph. Now remember, we want to have a hook, we want to have a topic or background sentence, and we want to have our opinion statement sentence. And so my friend who already did their graphic organizer came and started putting that into complete sentences in this draft. And in their hook, they said, squeak, squeak, this is a noise that can be heard in some classrooms that have pets. So they chose to use a sound as their hook, the squeak, squeak. Next, for their topic and background, they wrote, pets make a great addition to any classroom. Oh, so now they told us what they're going to be writing about, pets being in the classroom. And now for their opinion statement, I think a guinea pig would make the best pet for our classroom. Now, again, this person isn't telling me why they feel that, they're just saying how they feel at this time. And now that this author wrote their sentences, their hook sentence, topic sentence, and opinion sentence, I said, well, now let's put it into one complete paragraph. And so they went in to start doing their final draft, and this is what she wrote. This is her complete paragraph all put together for her introduction. Squeak, squeak. This is a noise that can be heard in some classrooms that have pets. Pets make a great addition to any classroom. I think a guinea pig would make the best pet for our classroom. So we have our hook at the beginning, the topic and background sentence next, and then finally, the opinion statement. So this author has all 3 things that she has to have in her introduction. Now keep in mind, this is just the very first paragraph. Of course, this has our body paragraph and conclusion, but for today, we're only focusing on that very first introduction paragraph that introduces the reader to what we're going to be talking about and what our opinion is. So for your assignment today, what you're going to do is, it says your assignment, in complete sentences, fill out each box to help you write an opinion introduction paragraph. Not the whole essay. Keep that in mind. Hands and eyes. I tell my friends when it's really important, it's hands and eyes. We're not writing the whole essay, just our introduction paragraph. And the topic is, should pets be allowed at school? Now, I know we've already done some reasons and some evidence about why pets should not be allowed at school or why they should, but this is, again, only the introduction paragraph. So I want you to write your 3 sentences for what you've already established as should they or should they not be allowed at school. And I want you to think, what would be your hook sentence? Do you want to start with a question, a fact, a sound, or an exclamation sentence? And you're going to type that in this first blue box. Then in your next purple box here, or pink, You're going to say, what will you be talking about? And why should the reader know about this? So you're going to type in that complete sentence right here. And then finally, in this green sentence or green box, you're going to write your opinion statement sentence and tell the reader how you feel. So you might say something like, I believe that pets should be allowed in school, or I feel that pets should not be allowed in school. And you're going to type that in right here. So each box here should really only have one sentence. And when you're done with this, then tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to take these sentences and we're going to try this again and we're going to make it into one complete paragraph. But for today, just make sure you fill out each one of these boxes, the hook sentence, the topic sentence, and the opinion statement sentence about should pets be allowed at school. That's it for me. Let's go be writers.